Guys, welcome to Tony Katz tonight. Fantastic show. Alex Brown is going to join us at the top of the hour, talk about some latest going on in Indiana, and what was Shannon Watts thinking? Unbelievable. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tony Katz Tonight.
You are go.
Great to be with all of you. Tony Katz tonight, 317-239-9393. Kick it off, joined by Alex Brown there from the WIBC newsroom, because it's making its way as national news. The Center for Disease Control confirming that a case of something called MERS, Middle East Respiratory Syndrome, has been recorded in a patient in northwestern Indiana. Alex Brown has the story at WIBC.com. Alex, thanks for joining us. Are we all going to die?
I don't think so.
Okay, you say that.
I think we're safe.
I mean, I am not joking. This is one of those things. Well, I'm in California. I'm going to be in town next week. I'd like to be, prepared. This is one of those things that you hear about, but you don't know much about. But when you hear it, just like when you hear SARS, just like when you hear avian bird flu, H1N1, you go, oh, this is the apocalypse right here. Give us a breakdown. What's going on? Where's this patient from? I know they were doing some international travel. What's the story?
Well, we don't know specifically where the patient is from, other than he is from northwestern Indiana, or I don't know if it's a man or a woman. They didn't specify. But basically, this person, the patient, was in Saudi Arabia, traveled from Saudi Arabia to London, then from London to Chicago, and that was on April 24th, and then took a bus from Chicago to back to Indiana. On the 27th, according to the State Department of Health, the patient began experiencing what they called increasing respiratory symptoms, including shortness of breath, coughing, and fever, and then the patient went to the ER at Community Hospital in Munster, Indiana, on the 28th, and that's when that person was admitted into the hospital, and they did it because of the patient's travel, recent travel, and also because of the symptoms. The hospital decided to test for MERS, and that's when they got the positive results.
First case in the United States. Did they explain? Can you explain from your article just what it is? I mean, they say that its symptoms are similar to the flu, but does it say how it gets from person to person?
Well, that's the thing. This virus is fairly new. We've only known about it for 2 years, and it's only been in the Middle East, particularly in Saudi Arabia. They don't know the source of it. They don't know specifically how it is transferred, although they say close contact with somebody could
is close contact code word for sexual contact?
It could be. It could just be, a kiss, but I don't know if it's if you breathe on me. If I'm like close enough for you to breathe on me, I don't know if that would be enough. They didn't get that specific. They just said close contact.
So, was there also any knowledge about how often this person travels to Saudi Arabia? Why they're traveling to Saudi Arabia? Saudi Arabia through London, through Chicago. Does this happen a lot with this traveler?
They did not go into specifics in terms of the patient's travel history or why the patient was in Saudi Arabia to begin with. We do know it's a healthcare worker from Indiana, but that's all we know.
A doctor, a nurse, a midwife. Do we know what kind of healthcare practitioner?
No, we don't know.
Was it a faith healer? Are we talking about Reiki here? I mean, well, Reiki is not faith healing. Reiki is actually kind of cool, actually. Is there any thought as to who else might be exposed? Are they trying to track back who was on that bus and what kind of bus it was? Was this a Greyhound kind of bus? Was this a private charter kind of bus? And are they trying to reach out to people?
Well, according to the release that we got from the State Department of Health, the hospital has been in contact with people who may have come into contact with him, especially those people who were in the Community Hospital of Munster between 6:30 and 9:30 p.m. on April 28th, which is when the patient came in there. So they're just telling people to watch for signs and symptoms. If they believe that they have them, to call their primary care provider and let their doctor know basically that they may have come into contact with this, and that way they can get the proper treatment.
Ashley has the definition of close contact from the CDC. Close contact is defined as A, any person who provided care for the patient, including a healthcare worker or family member, or its similarly close physical contact, or B, any person who stayed at the same place, lived with, visited as the patient while the patient was ill, which would make me say that anybody who was on a bus for X number of hours from Chicago to Munster, if that was the final destination, may actually be someone who was in a close contact. We'll have more on the story as it progresses at WIBC.com. Alex Brown, thank you, my friend.
My pleasure.
Because that's the kind of thing that just it gives people the shakes. It just gives them the willies. It's like, could anything else go wrong? You think that coffee you poured on your shirt was rough this morning? Oh, wait till you find out you were on the bus. It's the stuff that keeps people awake. This is the horrifying. It is, the biological, the simple stuff. What do you want? I don't even know what you would call that. But it's the fear. Someone sneezes on you, and the next thing you know, you have an epidemic going around. I don't think that is the case at the moment, but I think everybody should be aware of it and know about it more, of course, at WIBC.com. Not the story I was going to lead with, but I did want to talk about it. I did want to dig into it. The
it's
story.
Always good when Indiana's in the news, Tony.
No, no, not always. For example, this is race month. The Indy 500 is coming.
Yes,
Great to be in the news. The Mini is tomorrow, right?
Oh, yes, it is.
I am missing the Mini. I should have been back this weekend. Because there's the Mini today, and then like on the 7th, there's a whole thing on the Circle kicking off the race.
I'll tell you something about the Mini, Tony. It
Please.
is the one day in Indianapolis where you can go through any part of the city that's on the route, even the parts of the city that you normally wouldn't go to with your windows rolled down.
Right.
It is the only day of the year that you can go along with your windows rolled down because people come out of their houses, they set up lawn chairs, they sit in yards, on patios, on roofs, and they sit there for hours and just cheer the runners on. Even in places where I would not roll down my window normally, it's fantastic to see because the city really comes together, and it's just so neat to see. It's a great thing, even if half the cities downtown are closed. It's a really cool thing to see, especially how the people come together to cheer these runners on.
Now, I had heard, at last I had heard, they were having a little bit of trouble with selling out the Mini. Did it sell out? I mean, is it a full race, as you would say?
I can look.
Would you please? I am curious.
I will look. Yeah.
Now, if I were there, does the race go by the Circle? Is that on the route? Could I have been there with like a lawn? Well, not a lawn chair for me. It would have been a leather wingback chair and a cigar, cheering the runners on with a cigar in one hand and a scotch in the other, and saying, "Bully, well done, a rump," and then just smoking a cigar and being like, "Who wants some more fried pork tenderloin?" Would that not be acceptable? Can you do that?
Well, any time is acceptable for pork tenderloin.
I agree. Can you run with it? You know what? I once had the idea, and I should tell everybody that the idea has not gone away. I am actually working the idea as we speak. I have discussed it at the station, and people are like, "Oh, we should get this done." It seems to me that what Indianapolis needs is to set a world record for a pork tenderloin fry. It should have a world record for the world's largest fried pork tenderloin fry. Right? So we're going to do a whole thing. It's going to be a whole party downtown. Get everybody together. We're going to fry them up, and we're going to set a world record. And I said that while we're there, we should do like a 5K, right? Just a simple 5K. And because it's the pork tenderloin fry, it'll end at Market Street because this little piggy ran to Market. Like the whole thing just comes together, Ashley, in a beautiful way. But what if in addition to the 5K, we had the 1K eat and run, where you not only do you run, but you have to eat a fried pork tenderloin while you do it.
I think that's going to be really hard to get people to want to clean up after.
That's the best part. That is the part that is going to make the greatest viral video of all time, Ashley. It's going to be spectacular. I am all over this. I had people emailing me being like, where do we sign up? I'm in. I know restaurants. They'll be in. Contact this person. Contact that person. Don't think I have forgotten about it. I am all over it. All over it. Cannot wait to kind of kick this into gear. I had to get the show going a little bit, but we have gotten such great response to this program, and everything's moving so well. I think it's time, actually, to officially engage Phase 2 of the Tony Katz Indianapolis takeover. You know what? I will initiate it next month. I will give myself one more month of ramp up, and then it will begin. Much more ahead, including Shannon Watts saying that her struggles are comparable to Jackie Robinson. It's stunning. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Attention business owners. Under a new small business pilot program, business owners are now being mailed checks for up to $35,000 or more. Yes, you heard that right. If you've been in business for at least 6 months.
To answer your question, the circle is not on the route.
$35,000 or more in just days. This amazing new Get Cash for Your Business program is so effective.
But like every other street in Indianapolis that's vital to get anywhere is on the route.
Right. Are receiving checks now under this new program. You finally have an easier way to get the cash.
Related to the MERS thing is they just announced details about a new strain of virus related to smallpox in the Republic of Georgia.
$1,000 could have your name on it. Call 800-605-2819.
With the issues in the Ukraine, or in Ukraine, you have to wonder how that got there.
$35,000 or more. Call 800-605-2819. That's 800-605-2819.
Be surprised about
you
nothing.
Need for your business. Call 800-605-2819.
But yeah, I'm in town next week.
Offer that will rejuvenate and
Tubular.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I have a series of things that I have to work on with some people out there. I do work across the country, so I do speaking in a bunch of places, and I want to work on some opportunities coming into the election season in a couple of places. So it was just made sense to come into Indy and kind of branch out and get with some people over the weekend, etc. So excited about that. And also I wanted to kind of get a feel for the place around race time. I want to be able to talk to some people. I want to Sports Mike's been available during the day, so I want to kind of get with him. I didn't want to do it over the phone.
Mike to hook you up and maybe get you a badge.
No. It turns out I cannot get a press pass. No. Turns out I cannot get a media pass because those are already booked up. They've already been ordered. So I have tickets available to me for the race, but I do not know if I'll be there.
That's really strange. I know that they also make bronze badges that give you pit and garage access, but you have to buy that. I don't know why the station wouldn't buy that for you.
I'm thinking about just doing it from as a fan. That's how I want to see this.
Go back there. Yeah, the bronze badges are free for the general public to purchase.
More intense rivalries between drivers.
There's nothing like it, man.
Andretti, Montoya, and more. Here's to glory, adrenaline, and flat-out speed. Here's to a new tradition. Here's to your new stories to tell. Witness the Verizon IndyCar.
So will you be in studio on Friday then?
Saturday May 10th.
That's a good question.
Start at only $25. Get yours at ims.com. But hurry, because they're going fast.
Shop Menards.
If you are, I'll be glad to have you.
Excellent.
Spring. You'll find great deals on trimmers, mowers, grills, patio furniture, and much more. Update your bathroom with a new tub or shower by Lions. Lions products are made of top quality materials with a devotion to craftsmanship. The Elite Shower is made of durable, easy to clean acrylic. With a comfortable seat and 2 storage shelves, the Elite Shower by Lions is now just $398.
Save big money at Menards.
Hey, it's Big Joe for
All right.
Heating and air conditioning dealer Coring & Sons, the oldest HVAC company owned by one family.
About a minute and a half until we come back.
It's more than just family that's kept them going since 1885.
It has to be a team commitment, and I think everybody at Coring's will pulling in the right direction, the same direction, and it's been fun doing that with these people.
Coring & Sons invites you to celebrate the indoors with Comfort Plus rebates this spring on American Standard air equipment. Get more info at IndyHomeComfort.com or call 639-6541.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production,
who doesn't?
No further than PrimeImageMedia.com.
At least once a week, I think, wow, I really need some media production.
And
those guys are awesome.
Nationwide, get a high-quality, consistent.
Awesome.
Are they really?
Oh,
with the most reliable
they're so good.
Company in the country. Visit PrimeImageMedia.com.
So they do a lot of live streaming work. Like if you have an event that you want the world to see, or you have like employees that you want them to see, but they can't make it, they do that kind of stuff. They do commercials. They do all sorts of stuff. Really good. Cool studios in Arizona.
WIBC's Ray Steele and others on Saturday, May 3rd for the nation's largest half marathon, the One America 500 Festival Mini Marathon, a 13.1-mile run or walk, including a lap around the home of the Indianapolis 500. Full information is on our events page, and while you're there, get information on our home and garden show. Pat, Dick, and the whole WIBC crew will be broadcasting live this Saturday, 9 to 1, at the Fishers Do-It Center.
Grab more info online at WIBC.com. To talk to Tony Katz, call 800-571-9422 or 239-9393. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You are go.
So lo and behold, I come out with my article today. That's not the lo and behold part. The lo and behold part is coming. I put the lo and behold before the horse, or there's a cart or something about a lo and behold. I put out my article today over there at Rare, where I am a contributor. And I had written an article about the 3 telltale signs that every town is AstroTurf. I was at the rally during the NRA convention. This is the combination of Moms Demand Action and Michael Bloomberg's Mayors Against Illegal Guns that got $50 million to go after the guns. And I was at the event, and I have to say it was last Saturday. That was the convention. It was last Saturday. There I was, a week ago. It was not well attended. 150 people, including media, and I said then, and I say now, that's because they did not work in any way, shape, or form to advertise it. They didn't want, I think, counter-protest. They didn't want anybody who disagreed with them. It was very silent, as I said it then and say it now. They had some, I think, compelling speakers. Not Ms. Watts. I don't find her compelling, except she's a woman who is moved to take an action, and I don't have issue with that, actually. I don't mind people saying this is something that I need to get off the couch about. But I do certainly mind people whose getting off the couch is about infringing on my rights and trying to shame me for believing that those rights are valuable. One of the speakers was a woman who was there at the shopping center when Congressman Gabrielle Giffords got shot, and she herself was shot 3 times. And I'm sorry, I was on the air in Tampa, Florida, when that happened, and it was a Saturday, and I wasn't on Saturdays, but it happened. I quite literally called the station and said, I don't know if you heard about this, but this is breaking, and we stopped whatever programming there was, and I went on the air for an hour to talk about what was happening. I mean, who does that? But it was a small little station where I was first learning radio. And her story certainly was compelling. I think the most compelling thing she said, the most interesting thing she said, was how her children attend NRA classes to learn how to shoot because they're the best classes in the world for teaching about gun safety. Well, you have a whole group that's attacking NRA members, but truth is, they don't want to attack the NRA members. The members aren't the problem. It's the leadership that's so radical and not listening and not wanting all the background checks. They mean registries, but they mean, lists, but they call it background checks as if somehow there aren't background checks. The other, I think, compelling speaker they had was I believe it was the daughter of the principal of Sandy Hook Elementary. I'm sorry, that's a compelling story. It is. To say otherwise would simply be false. It would be false. It would be wrong to say that it's not compelling. But when you go past their stories and their conversations, you take a look at what the messaging of Everytown is, and it's about taking guns off the streets, which is to say it is about going after legal gun ownership. Now, they claim that there are many gun owners who are members, and I'm not saying that they're fibbing about that claim. I'm saying that they may not be telling the total truth about that claim, and anybody who's a member and listens to that they really want the guns, I don't know why you're a member, because they're going after lawful gun ownership. When they talk about things like microstamping, which is about putting a miniaturized, if you will, serial number on bullets and ammunition, that's not about gun safety. That's about tracking what it is that you're buying, not what it was used, what you're buying. Well, there were some other things that happened at that event. Certainly everyone knows about the run-in with Dana Lash from, of course, WIBC and the Blaze, a syndicated radio host. She showed up because Shannon Watts has said some things about her that aren't true, and Dana wanted to correct the record, and Shannon Watts literally ran away. I have that video, youtube.com/TonyKatzTV. You can find it at the Blaze. It's everywhere. But 3 things happened in addition to that let you know that this organization is AstroTurf. It's not grassroots. It's not a real from the people organization. It is a top-down, tons of money organization. I take this right now from rare.us and I throw it into the chat room as we speak at TonyKatz.com. Number 1, there's an empty school bus idling a block away, which there was. I have the photo. It's up there. Busing people in is something that unions do to show more people at the event, and that, of course, is AstroTurf. Everytown has copied that plan, but it's possible, I guess, that the bus was just passing through. You know, clearly, it could have been just passing through on a Saturday at 10 a.m. right next to an Everytown rally, just passing through. Absolutely. Another reason that it is AstroTurf. At the end of the event, they provided everyone a box lunch. I have done many, many rallies. Never once was lunch provided. Food trucks are invited to sell their food, or at least the rallies I go to, we assume that people are smart enough to bring their own lunch, bring their own way of sustaining themselves. Box lunches, it was from Potbelly. Box lunches for everybody. And number 3, Shannon Watts left the event in a chauffeur-driven SUV with New York plates. New York, of course, Mayor Bloomberg, former mayor of New York, his $50 million, creating Everytown. And escorted to her waiting SUV by an armed bodyguard. That is AstroTurf. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
It's time to breathe better, Indy. Franciscan St. Francis Health, the American Lung Association, and Emmis Communications are on a mission.
This is going to be a long break, so if you need to do anything, go for it.
May is Asthma Awareness Month. Approximately 1 in 11 adults in Indiana are currently
go to the little radio host room. I don't know.
You know how important it is to follow your action plan and avoid triggers like tobacco smoke, pollen, or even pet dander, so that asthma attacks don't take control of your life. Unfortunately, many people with severe asthma struggle, even with medications.
Okie doke. It's like a 5-minute
Why?
5.5.
Why?
Outpatient procedure for
Why?
adults with severe asthma is not well controlled.
Why?
With medications.
Why?
Because you sell all the spots, man.
Lasting relief, reduce attacks, and help.
There ain't a single PSA in here.
Asthma.
Asthma should not stop anyone from leading an active, healthy life. Go to breathebetterindy.com or call 877-751-LUNG for more information.
Hey, sis, what was the name of that greenhouse Mom took you to last year?
Oh, you mean Butler's Wholesale Retail Greenhouses. She's been going there for years. They have the best ferns, and their geraniums hanging baskets are huge. You know, they have over 25 varieties of hanging baskets, from $13.50 to $19.50. In fact, you can't beat their prices. They have annuals up to 48 count, including vegetable mix and match for $13. Their bedding geraniums are $15 for 36 plants.
Well, sounds great.
So what else is going on there, chatty room?
Oh, their plants are gorgeous. And you know, they let you shop all their greenhouses. 3.5 acres in all.
Well, how about getting together and taking Mom this weekend? Sounds good to me.
Well, anytime you put Trey Gowdy in charge of anything, life is good.
2401 West Morris Street, only 2 miles from downtown. Open April 1st.
Just
7
saying.
days a week. Give Butler's a call at 634-6067 or 370-2315. Butler's, where your gardening dollar goes yards further. Check them out on Facebook. Butler's Flowers and Plants.
The annual 500 Festival Breakfast at the Brickyard, presented by ProLiance Energy, is selling out fast. The agenda consists of a hearty breakfast at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, Q&A with 2-time Indianapolis 500 winner Al Unser Jr., the chance to see the 2014 500 Festival Queen crowned, as well as taking a lap around the famed oval in your vehicle and touring the garages. The remainder of the day will include experiencing Indianapolis 500 qualifications. For tickets, go to 500festival.com. That's 500festival.com.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I've worked at Renewal by Anderson for 8 years, and I love my job. I'm one of the professional installers who will come to your home with your new windows. You can be sure that I'll arrive on time and install your new windows or patio doors the way that I would expect someone to install them in my home. Our products are energy efficient, affordable, and really stand the test of time. But my customers just say, wow, they're beautiful.
Right now, save $225 on every window. Or no money down, no interest, no payments till November 2015.
So if you need new windows, give us a call, 844-480-4800. That's 844-480-4800.
For beautiful windows, second to none, call Renewal by Anderson. We put
Oh, wow.
in windows.
I've heard a couple of these commercials before, folks.
That's a bad sign when you can sing along.
Jeff sent you.
I love
DJ
my
Nichols.
sponsors.
I'd like to invite everyone out to our watch event at Reese Nichols Jewelers this Friday and Saturday. It's an annual event that we've done for nearly 20 years. It's big and the savings are bigger. We'll have more than 2,500 watches on display from Cartier, Breitling, Panerai, Tag Heuer, and 14 more of the world's best brands. And since there's so much to see, we're even serving a complimentary lunch so you can take your time and take it all in. Our team of professional watch experts will be there to make sure you get the watches that are right for you. And don't forget, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and graduations are just around the corner. So mark your calendar for this Friday and Saturday. It only happens once a year. Don't miss the annual watch event with the biggest selection and savings of the year this Friday and Saturday only at Reese Nichols Jewelers, Keystone at the Crossing, in Greenwood, or online at reesenichols.com.
Frazee Garden on 267 between Brownsburg and Avon's having their spring fling sale all weekend long. And Dottie, you've got a bunch of stuff.
We have the best prices of the year on everything: annuals, trees, ground covers, perennials, shrubs, tropicals, hanging baskets.
All right.
And for the gardener, Dottie?
We have fruit trees, small fruits, strawberries. For the specials and special features, you can go to FrazeeGardens.net or our Facebook page.
If you need reliable, high-quality video production, look no further
Never a
than
good sign.
PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com.
I just have to change windows and
Yeah.
start it. It takes a second.
And event coverage nationwide. Get a high-quality, consistent look to your corporate videos with the most reliable video company in the country. Visit PrimeImageMedia.com today to learn more. Mention Tony Katz and get 10% off your first production. That's PrimeImageMedia.com. PrimeImageMedia.com.
Come on,
Springtime is here, and with it comes warmer temperatures, and that means you'll need cooler air. Find an American Standard dealer near you at WIBC.com. This hour is powered by the 2014 Decorators Show House and Gardens. To talk to Tony Katz, call 800-571-9422 or 239-9393. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
You are go.
That's an interesting music choice.
I like 80s music, probably because I don't remember the decade at all whatsoever.
Is that because you were really high?
Yes.
Okay,
That's exactly why.
Just making sure I understand it. So I explain what happened. At this Everytown rally, my article, 3 signs. Bloomberg's Everytown.org is AstroTurf nonsense, available at rare.us. The empty school buses, providing everybody a box lunch. Their leader has 3 armed bodyguards and leaves in a chauffeur-driven SUV with New York plates. By the way, I've never once been in an event where the organizers left early. The organizers are the ones who stay after everyone has left to ensure that every bit of garbage has been picked up off the ground. I've never, ever seen an organizer leave early. Another sign, by the way, that your event is AstroTurf is when you lie about the numbers. There's an article out with Everytown claiming 300 people were there. No, 150 people were there, including media. I mean, that's just what it was. Don't be ashamed of it. That's what it was. If 11 people show up to your event, you got to. What did the other guy get? Are they even trying? All right, the NRA had 70,000 people show up. All right, admittedly, it was less. But never be ashamed of your numbers. Don't do it. I think it's a bad idea. I've always thought it's a bad idea. So we know that it's AstroTurf. What we didn't know is that while I still invite Shannon Watts to come in, explain her position, to speak to someone who disagrees with her. The idea of registries, the idea of what she's calling background checks, this idea that you keep hearing from their people that they want to reframe the debate because they don't like how it's being spoken about, which is to say they're interested in wordplay. They're not interested in conversation. I still invite her on this program, and one of those things I want to speak to her about is this. Her tweet today. Yes, her tweet. What happens in social media matters. It has an effect. It's culturally relevant and is worth discussion. It doesn't have to happen on a big 3 or a big 4 television network in order for it to be news. Don't kid yourselves. Those days are over. She put out on Twitter, Jackie Robinson kept playing ball. Mom's demand will keep fighting for victims. Gun bullies' threats won't stop us. #42. I want to know what she was thinking, Ashley. You are a sports maven. You and Sports Mike are my people. I want to know what she was thinking when she decided to attach her plight of fighting for victims to what Jackie Robinson went through as the first black player in Major League Baseball.
I have no idea.
How do you get there? How do you get there that somehow they're in any way equivalent? I was trying to think of what you could say, Ashley. What could you say that would be as equally ridiculous and register the same amount of, are you out of your skull? Jackie Robinson? First of all, he was the first. Do you think, Ms. Watts, you're the first? You're not even in the top 50. You're nowhere close. And what kind of ego is this? Gun bullies' threats? Gun bullies' threats? Which threats are you referring to? If you are being threatened, we would like to see it. You're somebody who knows PR. You're somebody who knows how to move a message. Clearly, you've been attempting it, and you've been able to make yourself very popular in a lot of circles, man. This much is clear. What you've been able to do, I'm not 100% sure. But the idea that you think what you're doing is equivalent to that moment in history is insulting. It's insulting. How could you come close to that? And I don't know what a gun bully is. I have absolutely no idea what that means. People who want to protect their right to engage the Second Amendment are not gun bullies, so I don't know what it is that you're referring to. It is one of the many things that I think we should sit down and talk about. I'm going to be in town next week. Name the place. Do you want to do it in studio? Do you want to do it somewhere else? Can I bring a recorder? Can I bring a video camera? You can bring as many people as you want. You could set the location. Again, I say it. Not me. Who do you want to talk to? You want to do it with Greg Garrison? I'll set it up. I will set it up. You want to do it with Cam Edwards of NRA News? I will set it up. By the way, Cam might be the single most delightful person you ever meet. I mean, guy lives on a farm. He raises chickens. The guy is fantastic. I'll set it up with pleasure. Who do you want to have the conversation with? Because when you say gun bullies, I don't know what it means. When you take first of all, that you claim it a struggle. That is insulting. It's demeaning. I want to understand it. And then to compare it to Jackie Robinson is certifiable. But I want to understand where it is that you come from. And that's very, very different for me. I like conversation. I like hearing from people. I like hearing their thoughts. I like hearing their ideas. Because what if their idea is better than my idea? I am not so stuck in my ways that if I hear a better idea, Ashley, I don't say, you know what? Bam, that's a better idea. I'm going with that. I'm all in for the better idea. In the businesses that I have run out here in California, some have been successful, like this media venture here. Some less successful. I have lost companies. I lost everything I owned. The mantra was always, my idea is not the best idea. The best idea is the best idea. So I'm all in. That's why one of the reasons I think that we do so well with Tony Katz tonight is that we're all about this free exchange. We have a phone number, 317-239-9393. It's toll free, 800-571-9422. We have the chat room, TonyKatz.com. We have Twitter at Tony Katz, Facebook.com/Tony Katz tonight. We have so many ways for people to engage us and email us. I actually got an email. Let me share this with you really quick. This email I got is from Dan, Shepherd Dan on Twitter, who I thought really didn't like me. He doesn't agree with me, but he listens to the show and he enjoys the show. And he wanted to know what I think of radio host Alex Jones. And I said, do you mind if I answer that on the air? And he said, sure, I'll catch the podcast. And you can get that, by the way, at TonyKatz.com. You can subscribe to iTunes or you can download it via Blueberry. Alex Jones, radio host. I have nothing specifically against the man. I've never met the man. I really abhor his treatment of Michelle Malkin when it was the 2008 convention. I thought it was disgusting and despicable. He really ran after her in a horrific way, wasn't asking questions of her, screaming, yelling, close to violent or at violent. It was odd. It was off-putting. He disagrees with her, so he decided instead of to engage a conversation, maybe get a microphone and ask questions, he's going to scream and yell at her. And if she's 5 feet tall, Michelle Malkin, if you've never met her, I'd be impressed, right? But she's not. I mean, that's at the most. And maybe he's 6 feet, big guy. In terms of his radio, I'm not a conspiracy guy, so therefore it's not my kind of radio. But the work that they have done in talking about things like the TSA, I think has been valuable. I think there is something that people are attracted to there. I just don't personally like his style, and I don't like his way. I thought he did an absolutely terrible job on Piers Morgan's show, which is exactly why Piers Morgan had him on. So there, I'm happy to answer the question. That, Shannon, comes from an email to me from someone who disagrees with me about the show, but they want to know my thought. I'm happy to give it. I want to know your thoughts. Would you please give them? Specifically, what makes you think you are equivalent or your struggle is equivalent to Jackie Robinson? More when we return. This is Tony Katz Tonight.
Well, spring is here, and so are those spring rains and thunderstorms. Are you the type that worries when it starts to rain because you know your gutters are in bad shape, but you don't know just how bad? How about if I could get you those new gutters and a guarantee to never clean them out ever again? One of the worst jobs in the world as far as I'm concerned. Steve Simpson here. If you've climbed the ladder one too many times and you've laid in bed worrying about what kind of damage is happening to your house when the rain falls, you need Leaf Guard. Guaranteed never to clog or fall off your house for the rest of your life. No kidding. And if it ever does clog, Leaf Guard, will come out and unclog it for you for free. In other words, let them climb your ladder. No need to put it off, procrastinators, and you know who you are. Call Leaf Guard today. See how you could get up to $500 off, maybe even qualify for free installation. Leaf Guard of Indiana. Call them today, 546-0600. Again, 546-0600 for Leaf Guard.
Are you looking for teaching and preaching that is biblically based but also makes you think?
Pastor John Gable of Tabernacle Presbyterian Church.
We like to believe that every church is Bible-based, but we also believe that Scripture is not simply a set of rules to be followed. The Bible should engage and challenge us, not just our hearts, but our minds and actions as well. God didn't make us to be robots.
I mean, that's
living, loving beings with the ability to respond to Him. And the
I don't know what else to do regarding Shannon Watts. It's madness. The Jackie Robinson thing is
encourage us to think about what God
that's nerve. That's nerve.
We hope you'll visit soon and discover for yourself how God is.
I don't know what to say.
Tabernacle Presbyterian Church.
It shows maybe how self-important she feels that she is, if she believes that what she's facing is similar to what Jackie Robinson faced. I mean, that it's asinine. So I think it reflects a lot on her ego and her sense of self that's very inflated.
Are you tired of painting your home every 3 to 5 years? Then stop painting forever. Hi, this is Jeff Pigeon. Thousands of Hoosier Permanent Coating customers have been extremely satisfied with our permanent solution to painting your home. Hoosier Permanent Coatings has a smart permanent coating system that lasts forever, and it's safe on the environment. A trusted award-winning family business for over 10 years, we provide a warranty on our work forever, and it's transferable too.
All right.
Satisfaction and a money-back guarantee accompanies our Better Business Bureau Ethics Award. So if your home needs painting, you give Hoosier Permanent Coatings a call today at 8883-HOOSIER. That's 8883-HOOSIER, or visit IHatePainting.com. Call right now and find out how to get a $300 gift certificate with your first meeting. Call 8883-HOOSIER or visit IHatePainting.com. Hoosier Permanent Coatings.
Do you have type 2 diabetes? Have you been treated for at least 3 months with metformin alone or metformin with a second oral anti-diabetic treatment? And is your diabetes not adequately controlled? You may qualify to participate in a clinical study of an investigational medication combining insulin glargine and lixisenatide to evaluate its effect on blood sugar levels as compared to insulin glargine alone or lixisenatide alone. For more information, call 317-745-8000, extension 81081. 317-745-8000. Extension 81081.
Milto Cleaners would like to remind you that if you aren't dressing for a promotion, you're probably dressing for a demotion. You see, if you want a leg up on the competition, that leg needs to be swaddled in thoroughly clean, freshly pressed pants.
Thank you.
It's why Milto's team of cleaning specialists and garment care technicians use their borderline unnatural obsession with clean to make you the odds-on favorite for Employee of the Month. Yet again. Milto Cleaners. Milto.com.
America is for the makers. For those who believe quality is a promise and craftsmanship a value. At New Balance, 1 of every 4 shoes we sell in the USA is made or assembled in our American factories by our American makers. New Balance. Let's make excellent happen. Where the domestic value is at least 70%, we label our shoes made in USA.
I'm rocking it out right now.
Greenwood at Stop 12 Road, a half mile north of Greenwood Park Mall, or in
I got this.
at 99th and Michigan.
10 seconds.
St. Margaret's Hospital Guild in the heart of Meridian Kessler at 5235 North Meridian.
Oh, do I like Meridian
2014
Kessler.
Decorators Show House and Gardens. Open now through May 12th. Visit showhouseindy.org for tickets and information.
You are go.
All right, so stick with me on sports, Ashley. By the way, do we know when we make the move from 1 hour to 3 hour? Has there been any talk of that?
Yes, actually. I spoke with our illustrious executive producer today.
That would be Matt Hiblin, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
that
it would
that
be.
is the only man in America who may have better hair than I do.
His hair was phenomenal today.
It is out of control.
It's like a halo fro.
So if Albert Einstein met...
Richard Simmons.
Is that it? I was going to say if Albert Einstein met Gabe Kaplan from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah, from Welcome Back, Kotter.
Right? Like, that's Hiblin. He is the nicest pit bull I have ever met in my life.
He would look really good with one of those 70s ties.
What, like a bolo?
No, like, that Gabe Kaplan wore on Welcome Back, Kotter.
Right.
Atrocious.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would go well with his hair.
We should get him a powder blue suit.
I can make that happen.
Hiblin is good peeps. But you spoke to him. What did he say?
He said the 23rd, I believe, is when they're wrapping up. And I spoke to the producer for Sports Talk, who said they have 8 more shows.
That puts them through June.
Well, it's in addition to Friday nights.
Oh, so we don't know how many Friday night shows they... So you're telling me in June...
He just said 8.
You're telling me in June, if 23rd, that would mean the 30th? The 30th
Something like
of
that.
May?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Ooh.
So it's soon. It's a-coming.
Interesting. We will see. We will see if that's the story or if another story becomes a story. But speaking of sports, because right now, after us here at WIBC, at least, it is from the Good People Network Indiana. They do a whole thing about Indiana sports. 2 things going on tomorrow. 3 things. Oh, I'm sorry. 3 things going on tomorrow. First, you have the Indy 11. The Indy 11 is playing. They're playing Minnesota. They are 0-1-2. They draw their first 2 games. They lost against Fort Lauderdale last week, 3-2. So they've been scoring. It's not about not scoring. It's about just coming together as a team. So they still have a long season ahead. So they're playing in Minnesota, and then on the 10th they're at home. I'm going to be there. I am going. We must get me. I'm making that call right now. I'm getting tickets to that game.
You should do a field trip,
on
Tony.
the 10th. I should, and maybe pack a picnic lunch. That's not the story right now, Ashley. So
Pork
that's
tenderloins.
first.
Pork tenderloins.
Clearly, nothing travels better than pork tenderloin. So that's going on. All right, you can watch that in the comfort of your air-conditioned home. Then there's the mini, right? That's tomorrow.
Yes.
All right. So what you can do is you can run and then watch the game. But of course, in the evening, it's Game 7. It is back there at home in downtown, Pacers against the Hawks to move on.
Boy.
And I gotta tell you, you play on your home court, you lose. It's a real problem. This back and forth. Neither has put together 2 solid games in a row. Haven't done it. So I wish I could say tomorrow that the Pacers are going to crush. They're going to destroy them, eat them alive. We will no longer have any of this, Hibbert 0-point stuff. Although, is there something wrong with Hibbert? Do you know, Ashley?
I don't know.
Because 0 points in yesterday's game. Was it Wednesday's game? Wednesday's game, I think it was.
Makes you think that there might be, a lingering issue that they're not disclosing and they're wanting to play through. But I don't know with this team. They've been so up and down. I don't know if they lack heart or they lack dedication, but I know that the city of Indianapolis deserves a team that's going to work hard for them.
I have heard a couple people talk about this, including Grady there at 1070 Fan, including Conrad Brunner, the fan as well. They say it's not about heart. It's about something else. There is something that is disorganizing them. There is something that is not gelling like it should. And it was for a long time. Something happened to create a discord, and I am not sure what that is. If the Pacers can get through tomorrow, if the Pacers can be victorious tomorrow, they got to be able to look at themselves and say, We do have what it takes to gut it out. And if we can gut out this, if we can gut out the last month of the season, and then this playoff round where the number 8 seed takes us to a Game 7, we really can get through anything if we just keep playing, if we just keep at it. And if it means just that Hibbert has to be thought of as secondary at least for a while, then that's the way it is. That's the way it goes. But it's got to be problematic. It's got to be driving them crazy. Just driving them crazy. But it is going to be I have to believe that you if you take the Game 7, it's not. You don't look at it as wow, good thing we survived that. It's if we can do this, if we can, with all the personal discord, whatever the team discord is, and gut it through, we're unstoppable. And that's the way I think Indianapolis should take it. That's the way Indiana should take it. That's the way the Pacers should take it. If we can get through Game 7, there is nothing we can't do. That's how I'd sell that thing. That's how I would push that story, and I would make that the mantra throughout. We have proven there is nothing we can't do if we stick together and gut it out and fight all the way. Ashley, thank you. Always a pleasure. Next week in town. Looking forward to that. You can follow me on Twitter at Tony Katz, TonyKatz. Facebook.com/Tony Katz tonight. And, of course, TonyKatz.com for the podcast, for the articles, everything else. Also, check out my latest at WIBC.com, Cameron Gray's interview with Adam Vinatieri of the Colts, and, of course, how I got brought up in the conversation. The video is there. Do not miss it whatsoever. My friends, you are appreciated. Monday, everyone. Much love. Take care.
Springtime in Indy, and after a brutal winter, listen to your neighbor Doug about rhino.
Did you want to record a promo, Tom?
Yes, I do. You ready? Are you ready?
Hit me.
I gotta just write it down real quick. Settle yourself. I'll get it. Okay, here we go. Today on Tony Katz Tonight, did the Pacers win? Plus all the latest from the weekend. 9 p.m. on 93 WIBC. Ashley, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Later. And that's how it's done, folks. That's how we do our thing. We do a little liner. It plays, and everybody is happy. Guys, can't thank you enough. Very much looking forward to being in town next week. What else can I say? Going to be an interesting month, and that's where I'm going to leave it. So wait for it, as I often do say, but wait for it. Talk to you later, guys. Be good. Thank you. Get some rest. Go have a drink or two. I'm not judging. Later.